Today, I'm going to be taking you on a tour of my house, and we are starting with the living room that I've recently redid in a collaboration with Ballard Designs, and this is the official reveal, and I'm so excited to share this with you. We're also going to be talking about creating flow, and two, how to get up the confidence to buy a sofa in your favorite color. I'm Maria Killam, and welcome back to my channel. The inspiration for this makeover started with my yellow sofa, which was staying, and also the floral artwork, which I love. In the dining room, I visually repeated the yellow of my sofa on the backs of the chairs in the leopard. The great thing about leopard is that it goes with so many colors. It's almost like a pair of jeans. It's so versatile. And then the yellow is also visually repeated in the brass chandelier and the sconces. And then the lavender artwork is also repeated on the ceiling. And the great thing about these chairs is that Ballard has so many fabrics that you can choose for the backs, the fronts. You can also even include nail heads, whatever coordinates with your dining room. And then the best part are these really comfortable captain's chairs. Creating flow generally starts in the room that you're entertaining in. So for me, that's the living room. For you, it might be your great room. Think about the colors that you have in your room and where they could be repeated in the other rooms in your house. What's fun about my yellow sofa is it's been in 3 different makeovers in the past 12 years. Here we're talking about a few of my favorite pieces. I love the leopard chair, as you figured out. I love the glam look that leopard brings to the room. And also, did I mention it goes with so many colors, and it certainly picks up the yellow in the room. So I love this chair. You can put this chair in any room for the rest of your life. I mean, this accent chair would last for 20 years. I mean, stick it in a guest room, wherever. It's so great. The diamond jute rug. I mean, neutral, but adds texture to the room. And the thing that you'll notice about this room also is that there are so many different elements to look at. So it distracts the eye. A lot of times people get really focused on, oh, I think this color's wrong or that color's wrong, but that's because the room doesn't have enough yet. You need lamps, you need accessories. I love this Parisian-inspired mirror. I mean, I tried to get something similar here in Canada. They were very expensive. And so I was thrilled to have this included as part of my Ballard collaboration. I just love the elegant feeling that it adds to my mantle with the vignette that I've created here, and also the chair. You know, a lot of times people will ask, can I have a timeless look without having a colorful room like you, Maria? Maybe I don't have the courage to, you know, take that yellow sofa and add it to my room, but you can do that if you stick to classic shapes, right? Like the French roll arm, and not too wide of a tract arm. You know, if you go back and you look at the Tuscan trend, and even as far back, if you're as old as I am, to the 80s, those big rolled sofas, like they're stuck in the Tuscan trend. They just don't translate well into today's look, which is black, white, and the cognac sofa. So another super fun element of this room, I think, is this color blocking cushion. You know, if you're having trouble finding a cushion that actually matches the room in the colors that you want, then you could get it made so it looks like this. I mean, I've got mine in the white and the yellow, but it could have been lavender and yellow. For the wall color, I chose an orange beige complex cream, which are the palest of the beiges, don't forget. What makes it complex is the fact that it has more pigment in it, which is what in fact makes it the palest of the beiges. And I chose an orange beige complex cream because it picks up the orange tones in my orangey yellow sofa. So let's see the rest of the house. The hallway is the same pale orangey yellow as the laundry room, which relates to the living room. The 2 sconce lights are a recent addition this year, and truly this pass-through space now feels more like a room that's part of the house. It adds such wonderful light in the evening and even during dark days. My cream sofa and striped neutral drapery in the family room have been the backdrop for many color changes over the years, but since orange is another one of my favorite colors, I always end up back here. Don't forget, when you're adding an accent color, introduce it in small, medium, and large gradations, just like I've done here. Here in my timeless white kitchen, when I first put this kitchen in, my island was white. And then 5 years down the road, I switched it out and had it painted Kelly green, and I changed out the Roman shades. Then I recently painted it forest green to create flow from my living room and dining room makeover. Now that the trends are moving to painted cabinets in stronger colors, if you keep your countertop and your backsplash white, it's much easier to repaint your cabinets than it is to switch out your hard finishes when the trends change or the next homeowner comes along. Here in the laundry room, I painted it the same yellow as the hallway because, again, it's a room that is like a pass-through kind of room. So this is a good area to choose an energizing color like yellow or orange. And then moving on to the powder room in raspberry, that's still the same from my last color scheme. However, if I wanted to switch it up, if I wanted to create even more perfect flow, I could paint this room lavender or maybe even a wallpaper. Stay tuned. I renovated all 3 of my bathrooms 5 years after we moved in. I chose a black and white color scheme for the main bathroom. Not too much black, you'll notice. It's repeated only twice in my hard finishes, the floor and the countertop, and then again in my framed artwork. A timeless black and white bathroom just needs a different paint color in order to feel new again. The inspiration for the primary bedroom came from my tufted love seat and chair. This room always reminds me of an elegant guest room in a luxury hotel, and even though it's looked this way for 10 years, I still really love it. Now you'll notice that there's no turquoise anywhere else in the rest of my house, but I've still brought in the golds and the yellows in this room, and then a darker shade of turquoise in my custom vanity in the primary bath, and again, the golds and the yellows in there. So we've got perfect flow going from the bedroom and into the primary bathroom. You'll notice too that when you've created harmonious color flow in your home, this is how it should look from the hallway into adjoining rooms. And does every designer need at least one room that hasn't been officially decorated? Don't look too closely at my guest room, but since I'm always just admiring the vignette on the dresser as I pass down the hallway, and I really love my Under the Tuscan Sun inspired headboard, it hasn't bothered me enough to redo it just yet. Taria asked for this sorbet orange for her office when we first moved in. However, the green chair and ottoman, which came from our last home, works perfectly in here for one-on-one meetings. Hey, come on in. I want to give you a tour of my studio. 10 years ago, when we first took possession of this home, this space was a work shed. And so I renovated it, put up some wallpaper, and it became the offices of myself and my assistant. During the pandemic, we realized we had to pivot to a virtual Zoom format, and that's what we did. So we renovated the offices again. We painted the walls a fresh, crisp, true white Chantilly lace, because that's the white to compare all other whites to. And then I put up this grid molding because it's the perfect backdrop to display all of my large color samples. And it's also a really great clean backdrop for all of my Zoom virtual workshops that we hold now here in the spring and the fall. And a few other features of this space was that since I, at the beginning of the pandemic, became completely obsessed with dressing really colorfully, I quickly ran out of closet space. So I added these 2 wardrobes from IKEA, and they now have some of my extra clothes as well as extra office supplies. I also created this Zoom backdrop with some decorative items right behind me where I'm sitting over here in the corner, and then my fabric books are on the rest of the shelves. I also fell madly in love with this floral credenza, which is a fabulous focal point for this room and also provides a crisp, fresh, clean backdrop for the Zoom virtual Specify Color with Confidence events that we hold here now in the spring and the fall.